pretty, but today I want to talk about how women of color enhance themselves. This topic that I'm covering is my own research, and I hope that this information help you to understand. Um, let's go deep. Let's go behind what we call the consumer world. When we get our hair done, women of color, we either get our hair in braids, beautiful styles, or we get our hair done in a weave, or either just our natural hair. Today I want to talk about hair, makeup, and all the things that most um, companies don't discuss with us. Our knowledge is none. The only way we would get knowledge is either we hear about it um, as a public um, notice, a red flag, or something that um, is possibly harmful to us. This subject that I'm going to talk about is what hair, the synthetic hair. The reason why I'm going to talk about that topic is because it is very extremely toxic. Today I sit here today with my hair braided, with chemicals in my hair, which is blonde. My hair is braided down my back. And unfortunately, I just found out it is synthetic. Now I'm going to explain to you some of the things I found out doing my research. It comes to finding out synthetic hair is volatile. It has a polyvinyl chloride. This is like plastic. Now it's composed of this highly polymer, which is the hair. It's it reacts when it's heated. You know, when you finish get your hair done, they dip it, or they finish doing your hair and they burn the ends. This chemical is one of the most poisonous toxins when it's used in that form of dipping the hair or burning the hair. Um, we didn't know this, and synthetic is made of different fibers. Now, most of those fibers, if you was aware about vinyl records way back when they used to have the 45s and the albums, it's made of some of those fibers. So you can tell that when we're itching our hair or patting it on top and it feels really itchy, it's because those fibers are plastic. And by them being plastic and wearing it in our hair, um, it causes these um, the heat. And what we're doing is either scratching it or patting it. You know, we ain't never seen a sister patting her hair to the point where it's just bothering her. It's a cure for that. You could take some vinegar and a little water, put it in a spray bottle, and spray your hair, but you want to make sure it's apple vinegar. Um, Doing that and taking some olive oil, being very careful because we don't want to mess up the braids, we don't want them to be loose, but we do want our scalp to be 100% healthy. Finding out about the information that I came up with, it's very scary. Nobody tells us anything because this isn't a public awareness. For people of color, we don't get um, the heads up. This industry of marketing these products have made tremendous monies from us. None of these products our companies have even bothered to even help the black communities, African American communities, our people of color communities. None of them. But what they do is advertise to us because we are women who love to look good. We love to present ourselves looking good. And we have been one of the marketers and consumers and buyers in these products. Now, what makes it even harder is that the United States Department of FDA or any main warnings do not consider telling us how dangerous these products are. Because why? We don't deserve it. Nobody cares. As long as we taking the money out of our pockets and putting it into their pockets. Whenever there's any other danger, like to other people who of non African American, non people of color, like dyes, they put a warning on that. They let them know that be careful using this product. It's dangerous. But as the past, we would go get chemicals and put the, relaxers on our hair if we wanted to make it straight because keeping up with a woman of color hair is a very difficult task. It's the maintenance. And getting my hair braided, it's easier. I feel good, but not knowing what I got going on in my head. Had I known this, it is better to get human hair or don't deal with any of these products that have synthetic in them. Not does they tell us, not to tell us, is considering a large amount of money being held on a stop. Because we can hold it down, we can put the money on something, and we can take the money away. We have the power to, we have the power of the common people to buy any brand. But we need to know this, sisters, our brothers, that if we're going to buy something that is not going to cause cancer or cause fibroids, ovarian cancers, and we end up with the alopecia. Now, alopecia is one of the main things of why women, when they were using chemicals on their edges of their hair, which we call our baby hair, which is a very fine type of hair at the front of the forehead, surrounding the neck. Those areas are very sensitive. Once those hairs are removed, it is very difficult to grow them back. They have certain products, or you can go to a dermatologist that specialize in treating hair. Other than that, a professional. But if a product tells you that they can grow hair, please be very alert. Know that it's time for us to start reading and understanding what synthetic hair is. It can be done on weaves because we like to look good. Some women look so beautiful with their hair done, and we continue this journey. But now we need to know, what is it going to do in the long run? Well, some of it claims to be flamed, retarded. That's what I want to say. It's retarded. All of them are flammable. So when it says non-flammable, that's not true. When it says it doesn't cause cancer, with some of the chemicals from the lye and some of the chemicals used to relax the hair, because we all want to keep our hair in a nice place. Our hair being out of place is a very dramatic feeling. That's the first thing we, as women and brothers, want to make sure our hair look good. Some of the public awareness that we don't get exposes these chemicals. Only the way you can find that out, you would have to actually go and research it yourself. And researching these products, one, looking up the labels and trying to figure out what is good and what's not. Now, alarming and the federal level of awareness, it don't require information regarding any regulation. It doesn't even target any specific products. It's just there. We go into the beauty store, which I don't understand why we don't own beauty stores, and we buy these products. Some of these products have been expired. Now, as a hairdresser, I can go into a professional place and get products. But as a consumer, going into a regular store, Target, I shouldn't be pinpointing stores out, but I'm just saying, when you go purchase these products, the expiration time may have expired or maybe within that time frame. You're just purchasing a product and not being aware of what the product is. Now, there is a specific site that you can find out about certain products and if they're worth even purchasing. What you want to do is go on Skin Deep. Look on the back of your labels, and you want to be able to observe some of those chemicals back there. If you're going to be using these products, know what you're using. If you're going to be putting makeup on your face, applying these different products, chemicals, know if these chemicals have a level of a low pH level or if it's a high pH level. This is why we are not aware, because we don't know anything about the pH levels when purchasing makeup. The person behind the counter is not going to explain to you about if this product is sensitive to your skin. And that's another good thing. Always make sure that you get products that are either non-toxic and has a sensitivity to them, are 100% pure. Because what happens as we wear makeup, some people do it on a daily basis. It builds up a lots of chemicals in your skin, which causes and goes into your pores, and which can cause aging, damaging skin, wrinkles, anything where you would have to go to see a dermatologist, breakouts. The reason why these products are made of this nature to attack African American people is because they really don't care. Because all they know, and for a fact, that every month, every week, every year, there will be a purchase for MAC products, for going in and getting something that will make you look good, feel good, change, and enhance your appearance. But applying these products and not having a consultant which they need to have, and a consultant every time you purchase a product to sit with you and find out about your skin type. Is this product going to be okay for your skin? What damages on the long length run will this product do? For those who wear makeup every day, you would know what damages is being done to your skin. As far as also consulting about your hair, getting it done by a professional, getting it done by someone who is going to be able to use human hair, because most braiders like using synthetic. Synthetic is very cheap, and most companies, beauty companies, love using label products. What they do is to entice you, bring you in by showing you little videos about the product and introducing you to the product by letting a person of color demonstrate to you how beautiful that product is. But that person is not telling you about the damages and the chemicals that this product carries. They won't mention that because what we do, people of color, we are so busy trying to look good, wear the designer's clothing. We want to always look like we got one up on somebody else. What we losing out on is none of these products that we're wearing has nothing to do with making our people come up at a degree, educational, and better jobs. None of these companies will even hire most of African American people. You have to either have some backing or know someone who will connect you in the business. If you think that there's somebody for us, there isn't. We have a couple of people out right now who's doing videos and doing, more of awareness. And if you start to go and start looking up some of these mediums about what makeup really does, what synthetic hair does, and what weave does for the long run, it would put fear in you. It would make you want to wear your own natural hair. It would make you not even want to wear any makeup. It would make you want to be free of all the industry stuff, to get rid of it. Because over time, makeup has, I'm not going to tell you what it looks like under a microscope, but it's not healthy looking. And these I just want to say micro little things that live in them, they also live and breathe. And not only that, it also is put on your face and your body. Nobody wants to consult and tell you. The first thing they want to do is get that sale going. They want that product. And we as ladies, we want to look good from head to toe. It is so important that we be aware of synthetic, period. There's synthetic foods. There's synthetic products marketed. And the worst product we got going on now is fixing and adding. We have a natural body, but when you try to add something to your body that's foreign, your body will get scared. It will be like, that's not part of me. What is that? And it will protect itself. But later on, down the road, your body and whatever you added will come into conflict. And the side effect will make its way. One of the things I need to explain very serious, that another thing about chemicals in the food. There is a lot of cancer chemicals as well as chemicals in the food that will make you react rational, outrageous. It will make you have a extreme high level of volatile expression. You will get madder faster, your heart rate, high blood pressure. So one of the colors they put in food is to make people kind of like, ooh, that's beautiful. I would love to eat that. Yellow, 5, and red, 40, and green, number 3. And blue dyes, they cause emotional function. So if I'm eating those red hot chips, and a lot of my people in the community, these stores, as we know, food is our intake. And what we put into our body determines of our reaction. It takes over our sleeping habits as well as our emotional habits. And I realized that a lot of my young people eat a lot of hot chips, different color foods, like Lucky Charms, yellow chips, different meats. And it's now gotten to the point where a lot of people have touchy feelings. And some of these foods are related to some of these behaviors. Researchers are now finding out that some of the foods are extremely dangerous. We're going to go to a break. Thank you. I'll be back. Welcome back to Power of the Common People. MarC4MLK, your host with a post. As I found a lot of research and wanting to explain to you about the Food Administration. The Food Administration never cared about us. You know why? Who would allow chitlins, a pig's intestines, to be eaten, absorbed in your system? No, they really don't. Who would allow beer with pig in it, like English. These artificial foods, especially those are processed foods like bologna, hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff that we think, oh, this is really quick, let me put it in the microwave, are the worst damaging food in the long run will cause a lot of problems with high blood pressure, obesity, and emotional other things that we don't know because this stuff is targeted to us. It's for us. It's used in a behavior change. The food, the makeup, the hair, the clothing. We're not looking at the reality of it. We need to be aware of who the enemy and why they're targeting us. Why do we keep letting things go ahead? But the problem is, why would I fight my own brother? But I'm not fighting these people who's targeting me and my brother and sisters. Where does the hand of the dirt come from? Now, I'm going to say something that really threw me off. So, back in the day, you had Suge Knight and Eazy-E going at each other. Those two brothers, look what's going on. You had, now, the problem here, now they're targeting Diddy. They got your boy, Jay-Z on the next, he's the next Trey coming out. None of these great people that we have in our own community have not taken the time, for me, if I was in their position, I probably would have went and bought my own state or my own company and not work for anyone. It seems like there is always somebody in the back making the money while somebody doing the work and getting disrespected in the front. And it always is a person of color. Brothers, why would you continue fighting amongst each other when the end is that you'll be probably either A, dead, or in prison? So I'm trying to gather all this information and make you think about artificial synthetics, money coming out of your pocket and giving it to somebody who don't care about you because you want to look good. For us, people of color and women, we need to understand our death rate. The health department shows that being African American or person of color have a higher death rate, higher diseases, higher HIV, higher cases of chronic diseases, cancer. And don't forget, they sprinkle some drugs there too. And oh, I forgot the guns. All this is the what? It seems like it's called destroying our own self-hatred. Now, with Marvin Garvey, Malcolm X was trying to kind of knock on your door and kind of tell you, you are not going to be respected. Even if you have $1,000,000,000,000,000, you can go up and then they can make you disrespect yourself, and then they'll bring it into the public's eye. Now, rest in peace, OJ. And they, they know he didn't do it. But to the day he died, they took everything from that man. Look at Michael Jackson and Prince. When you're in this world and people control what you do and how you do it, but in your head you're thinking you're free. But I want you to understand where you're living at, it's a reason why you're there. Your income, it's a reason why your income is like that. It's not because you chose these things. These things were chose to define you. I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, go and get into college, school, training, trades, because behind us is an AI that can do everything. They're starting to have AIs as a sexual partner, AI in employment. But one thing they can't get rid of is drugs. Why is that? And one thing they're building is prisons. Who is it all for? What is it for? And the story was, did you see some future in your friend? We have direction, but it's like we are standing at the bus stop and don't know what bus to take to get to where we need to get to. We're asking other people, or they're asking us to do things so they can get to where they're getting. And we can just be a pawn, like on a chess game. No, let's take it back onto checkers. I want us to start looking at our future. There is a lot of strong people of the coming power, people of the coming peace, people who will go out their way and help you. But there's no direction and fear of even making a step. It is time for you to understand what you need to do is start thinking about getting educated. Start thinking about a business for our people. Start understanding your gifts. Work at it. Ask the Lord, your higher power, what are you here to do? But stop bringing each other down. If a person cannot lift you up and they disrespect you, you need to leave them alone. Because God did not send you for no man to tell you how to live and how to conduct yourself. We're sensitive people and we love hard. But when you're loving someone and they don't show that to you, why are you for them? This is why I'm asking you to understand the synthetic foods, the synthetic makeups, the synthetic hairs, the synthetic clothes is meant to target us. Have anybody, I just did this by researching it, have anybody else who have, like Magic Johnson, he got the money. What we do with the power of the common people is to uplift and wake you up. You are the power. I'm going to go to break. Thank you. Welcome back to Power of the Common People. Marcy for MLK, your host with a post. So, my final finale. It's time for us to learn and teach each other and pay attention and focus on the future. Some say, oh, tomorrow's not promised. Well, yesterday wasn't promised, and the day before that wasn't promised. And you thinking about what you're going to eat or where you're going to be tomorrow. So let's start improving. Let's start increasing the knowledge. Let's start talking about these things and stop fearing each other and hating each other and playing sneaky cards on each other and destroying each other mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's always one in a group or three or four that are bad apples that cause these effects. Now, I just want you to understand when we eat these processed foods, we are intaking a lot and increasing a lot of cancers. Because back in the day, nobody didn't really have cancer. Now it's over 1,000 cancers. You can sit in a room with a person smoking a cigarette, and that cigarette will be there for more than 6 months after the person smoked it. The toxins will be in that room. The intake of that chemical is the worst chemical. Even if I didn't smoke a cigarette, the intake of me smelling in the vicinity of a person smoking. That's why it's forbidden. This is why we have different regulations. When United States companies can't regulate something and they can't do and do some sneaky stuff, well, they go over to Mexico. They go over to third world countries where they can conduct the sneaky stuff. Well, in our country, we are never told about some of the products that we intake, how dangerous they are to our body, how dangerous they are into our children, their children, in the facilities. We were never given an opportunity to rise up because, again, the foods, what I'm telling you about, they cause emotional upset arguments. That's why people are feuded up real quick, fired up, ready to fight. These chemicals and food colorings, they are not meant to be put in our food. They're not meant to be put in our hair. But because of our our mindset, we desire these things. We desire to wear the Nike tennis shoes, the Adidas, and the most latest Gucci. We want to look good. But at the same time, if you're stuck in your situation and you walking around with a Gucci, what have you accomplished? If something was to happen right now, do you think that you can go and, like, the world, let's say something like just the earthquake or something, boom, bam. Do you think I'm gonna want your Gucci? No, I'm gonna want some food, water, shelter, a gun, a place, that runs healthy water. No, I'm not thinking about what your material is in your closet. Nor do I want your makeup. And no, I don't want to get my hair fixed. What I do want to know what I need to do, A, B, C, and D. That's why I'm saying to you, young people, please stop looking at what you think is fast money. It's really a setup for you to go downhill, but you don't know this. Your best bet is to go and get a educated degree or get educated on something. Believe me, it feeds your mind, it feeds your knowledge, it makes you way beyond everything. Just saying like this, without the Lord, you can't do anything. It's the same with education. Without common sense, you cannot do anything. You will be running around in a circle, trying to chase a bag, trying to be with the people who can get you in. But in the end, you'll be in jail, and not one of your people that you was with is going to visit you. Your mother and father are family friends. Is who's going to be sending you commissary. And you probably won't be visiting anything that makes any common sense. Everything you touch will be somebody negative. I want you to learn and grow, to pay attention, to improve, to increase your mindset, because we are the most intelligent, creative people. If I lived inside of a box and that's all I had, believe me, I would make a door, some furniture, a stove, give me some water running, and wouldn't need no money. Because we are mindset and trying to live up to something which we're not, because your inner soul will speak to who you are. Because if you can't, you could say that you are a godly person, but still don't act according to that. You even hate your own people. You do good in church, but the you is not good person at all. Please listen to this warning, because they don't care if your child get good water, good grades. They don't care if your children have no future. They don't care if you need anything. But I bet they do care if you was making some money and you need to report your income. I bet they do care if you lived in housing and you started working and then you need to be reported. Power of the coming people. Let's wake up. Thank you. And this is the end of the program. May the Lord wake you up, put you where you need to be. Ask him. All things work out for the good of them who loves the Lord. Thank you. Shalom and peace to your family. And I will be always praying for you, on my knees with my heart out. Sometimes I cry because I am a very sensitive, kind person. And yes, I have been hurt by others who I've given the love of my heart to. But now I am strong enough to understand why. Because that's part of what the Lord has put into me to keep moving. I am on the freeway, baby. I'm gone. I'm in my own lane. Until it's time for me to leave from here. And I cannot wait. And I fear nothing, because that's where the peace will come. I love you all. Take care of each other. Stay strong. Thank you. Power of the coming people. MarC4MLK posted. Thank you. Good night.